I'll do my best to say a few things, sir. Pardon me if I'm saying something wrong. So first, I would like to start with how many of you want to get into cybersecurity? Please raise your hands. Okay, okay, that's it. What? Okay, what other fields? Three people out of 100 I see. I'm hoping I'll encourage a few more to pick up cybersecurity as a career, right? So let me talk from the perspective of a startup. That's my experience. So I was in a IT world. I was heading up a large engineering team for 20 plus years. Then I started off on my own, set up a cybersecurity company. We do products and services in the cybersecurity space. So what I want to talk to you about is how your life would be as a cybersecurity consultant when you join a company, right? What would you need to know? What will you be doing on a daily basis, right? You have heard about the kind of problems we are trying to solve. What are we trying to address? But what would you be doing as an individual, right? So I'll give you one example of what we face. So we went to a company, right? We were a company which is more than a 500 crore revenue company, which had a lot of IT systems. It had a lot of, a few things on the cloud. It had a bunch of stuff, right? So we went and pitched our services to them. We told them about network security. We told them about cloud security. We told them about VPNs. We told them about what you can do from a firewall's perspective, everything. So that person listened to all of that stuff and then said, but why do we need all this? I mean, we have CCTV camera. वो ठीक हो जाएगा. I mean, CCTV camera है. I don't need cyber security, right? So the reason I'm telling you this is the awareness level itself is a huge challenge. In spite of so much communication happening, in spite of so much knowledge, so much so much advertisement, so a lot of business owners are not aware of the challenges they have or the challenges they will face if they do not have the right cybersecurity measures, right? A lot of people are comfortable with what physical security is. A lot of business owners in the more traditional businesses, but they cannot relate to what cybersecurity is. How is it going to impact them? So one of the important things you need to know is to be able to communicate why it is important for a business or an individual to be aware of cybersecurity, right? So in that context, just think about it. Why should a business care about cybersecurity? What will happen if they don't care? We keep talking about cybersecurity so much. What will happen if they don't care about it? Anybody has a thought? Why should a business care about cybersecurity? I want to get some answers from people. If you are running a 100 crore business selling, I don't know, selling the latest branded shoes, you are owning that company, say, do you need to care about cybersecurity? Students, anybody? You don't need to care? If you are silent, I'll assume your answer is that you don't need to care. You don't need to care? Why? Okay. So if you are not secure, your customers will lose trust in you. You'll lose business. Wonderful point. What is the second point you said? Mhm. Yeah. Absolutely. Wonderful. Wonderful. I think that's great. I think you should consider a cybersecurity career, right? So a company has some assets, right? A company has assets like, of course, money is a big asset, right? Every company is there to generate money. So to protect its to protect its money, to protect its intellectual property, to protect its customers' trust. These days, trust is so very important for any company. If your customers lose trust in you, you cannot do business. So, given that context, how do you, as a student, how do you gain uh, entry into this field, right? There are a number of ways to do it. There are a number of things that you start with. You one very important aspect which I feel every student who's looking at a cybersecurity career should think about is you need to have a breadth of information. It's not about coding. It's not about knowing a particular technology, right? Cybersecurity is about knowing about a number of things, knowing about how networking, knowing about networking concepts, knowing about hardware, knowing about applications, knowing about how memory is allocated, deallocated, knowing about how the business processes work, right? Unless you know a business process of that shoemaking company, how would you know where the data can get stolen? How would you know where the intellectual property is? So understanding the processes is important. Understanding the people involved is very important, right? If you look at cybersecurity, the three main pillars: people, process, technology. So technology, honestly, is the relatively easy part in cybersecurity. There are products, there are point solutions for a number of solving different problems. But getting people to adopt the right technology, getting people to understand the importance of certain processes is the challenge, right? So think about how would you gain this knowledge, right? How would you gain the required knowledge to become a security expert? So as a student, what I would uh, encourage you to do is to keep looking at what are the different basic courses you can start with. A very fundamental course is a CEH course that you would start with as a cybersecurity analyst. Start reading up about the different attacks which are happening, and try to get uh, experienced, get comfortable in one area before you try to delve into a lot of other areas. What I mean by saying that is cybersecurity is very vast. It'll take decades to gain expertise, right? I'm not talking days, months. It'll take decades to gain expertise. So become really good at least in one area to start with. So it could be, say, IoT security, for example. If IoT, you're interested in hardware side of things, you want to really get comfortable there. Look at IoT security. Look at all the products which are in there. The wonderful part about cybersecurity is there is so much knowledge easily available out there. There is so much information available out there for you to learn easily. There are a number of products which are available which you can try out and learn things by yourself. There is so much course material which is freely available, right? So the only challenge with becoming a good cybersecurity expert is only your own hard work, your own interest, and the energy that you put into it. Okay, that is the only constraint as I see it. There is a lot of free material available. So pick one area, pick what you'd like to become good at, and then start learning more and more about that. As you keep delving more into that space, you will learn the adjacencies. You'll learn what are the other related knowledge that you need to gain to become good at, say, IoT security or SCADA security, or if you want to become good at application security, right? DevSecOps. DevSecOps is a really hot field right now. How do you we talked about secure development lifecycle. How do you ensure that the code that is being built is secure, right? There are a number of DevSecOps tools, DevSecOps processes that you'll need to learn. So with that mindset. Learn, get really good in one area, and then start learning other adjacent areas, right? Some of the basic things a security analysts would start with is things like vulnerability assessment and penetration testing. That's one of the starting tasks a lot of analysts do. You look at a particular organization, look at what vulnerabilities exist in their system. Vulnerabilities related to their infrastructure, vulnerabilities in their network with their applications, vulnerabilities in their processes potentially, vulnerabilities of their cloud infrastructure. And then you do the analysis, understand what vulnerabilities are there, run exploits if as appropriate, and then try and you make a list and give it to that particular customer of yours so that they can go fix them. For example, one very basic vulnerability which a lot of companies have is that in email security, they don't have the right security headers. So that makes email spoofing very easy. I can send, if that email security header is not present, I can send an email on behalf of that company to someone else. So the receiver would think that I'm sending it on that company's behalf, right? That's a very, very basic security header that can be tested. But a lot of people don't have that due diligence to sort that out. So with that kind of, I've just given you one example of what pieces of work entry-level person would do as a security analyst. But one thing I would urge all of you when you're considering a cybersecurity career is that this is more than a job. As you've heard in the previous talk, cybersecurity is impacting all our lives. It's wiping out life savings of people. So look at it as more than a career. You are actually out there to help people protect their life savings, protect their businesses. There are multiple cases of businesses getting completely wiped out because of an attack. Imagine the number of people who suffer when a business goes down. Hundreds or thousands of people, right? So look at a cybersecurity career is a lot more than just a job. And it is, think about it as a mission where you are actually helping people protect their digital identity, right? Think about it that way and then enter this career, right? With that, I would stop here, and if there are any questions, one or two, I can address that.